Hi, this is Tyler. Welcome to this week's episode of Follow a Researcher. This week, I'll be telling you a little bit more about the work that I've been doing and what we are going to be doing over the next few weeks. You'll be following me as I travel from the lab at the University of Maine down to our field sites along the coast, where we will be collecting crabs and bringing them back to the lab for later analysis. Did you know that the state of Maine has 3,478 miles of coastline? The ocean tides are another feature that makes the coast of Maine a unique place to do research. The Gulf of Maine is home to the largest tides on the planet. My research is about green crabs. So now time for a little bit of background about green crabs in Maine. It's been observed in Maine since the early 1900s. It's been spreading rapidly along the coast, and it does not have any significant natural predators. Green crabs are an invasive species, which is a term we use to describe any species that is not native to a specific region. Oftentimes, invasive species can spread very rapidly and can harm the natural ecosystems. Ships would sail over to Europe and they'd bring a bunch of crates and barrels of food and spices or whatever, and they would drop it off, and then to keep the ship the same weight, they'd fill up with a bunch of water to make the return trip. And when they pulled up all that water, they took all the little larvae of the green crabs, they brought them over. And when the green crabs got here, which was about 200 years ago, they looked around and they were like, this is a pretty good spot, we could probably live pretty comfortably here. We have found out that they carry with them another organism that lives inside of them. It's called a parasite, and it is specifically a spiny-headed worm. In a lot of cases, parasites are known to change the behavior of their hosts and oftentimes can transfer between several different species of hosts. Currently, we're doing more research to try to find out what the effects of this parasite are on the green crab as well as other important species on the coast of Maine. The green crab is affecting Maine's economy by going around and eating a lot of lobsters and clams, which are very important to the Maine economy. The focus of our research is to determine how many of the crabs on the coast of Maine have this parasite and how those numbers will change over the next 5 or 10 years with a changing environment. To maximize the accuracy of our findings, we'll be testing different ways of capturing crabs, paying attention to different variables, or factors that could impact the information that we gather. Thanks for joining me on this journey over the next few weeks. We'll be talking a little bit more about what questions we're asking and how we're defining these problems. Here are some questions for you to think about and discuss over the next week. What are some invasive species located in your area? What do you know about them? And how are they affecting your area? What questions do you have about Maine or doing research on the Maine coast? What else do you want to know about the green crab and the spiny-headed worm? You can catch a new video and join me live on Twitter each week as we answer questions from followers around the country. See you next time.